One cool thing that you can do, and it's almost invited, once you're playing solo, there's all of a sudden this expectation to create a bigger, sonic platform, right? So to create polyphonic textures, you want to have a bass line, you want to have some chordal rhythms, you want to have melody, you want to have all these things. And the cool thing about tapping is it allows you to create these polyphonic textures. So I'm going to play one of my arrangements for Herbie Hancock's Chameleon. It was actually Herbie Hancock's birthday, like last, I don't even know what it was, last Tuesday, or this past Tuesday. So anyways, I'll play that and then we'll talk about it, all right? So let's just talk a little bit about how some of these polyphonic textures were possible with tapping. So the first sections, the A and B sections of the head, the left hand played the bass line that we all know, but it also implied chords by playing either the thirds or the sevenths on the C string. So you had some voice leading going on there, right? Then the right hand would play the melody on the G string. So the G string was open, right? So we're trying to create the semblance of an ensemble playing. We have a bass player, we got our lead player playing the melody, and we have some semblance of a chord. It's not a full chord, but it's kind of tricking your ears to sort of hear these chords happening. So that's kind of the style in that first section. The next section that comes up is the solo section, the first solo section, which is like a bass solo. Like I'm playing a bass, but I'm actually going to do a bass solo on a bass, not a guitar solo. So what happens is that there's the bass kind of is soloing in the bottom four strings, the lower pitch strings. And the right hand is kind of playing the role of a guitar player, playing the thirds and sevenths of the chords, B flat minor 7 going to E flat 7. And it starts off just by playing eighth notes. And then the bass can solo on these other strings, right? The next section just takes that a little bit further. So we got the same division of roles, but then the right hand just puts a little more rhythm, a little funky rhythm in there. Section, the second half of the solos, these kind of roles get, they just get swapped. So then it's almost like a guitar is soloing on these upper strings, and the bass goes back to that same thing it was doing during the head, which is playing the bass line, usually with those implied chords again, just the third or the seventh. a little bit more variation with the melodic stuff that's happening. Then the last section goes into a swing feel, which I totally botched actually. But yeah, let's be real. But here the bass line, it goes into a swing feel, and the bass is a little bit more varied in terms of the material, right? It's not playing an ostinato bass line that's happening. There's a little more variation. The right hand's doing some soloing. The bass line's the left hand's implying some chords here and there with thirds and sevenths, and sometimes the right hand plays a chord or something like that, or does octaves. Now the last section where there's actually a little bit different thing going on, there's the bass breakdown, the sort of the breakdown section. And here the bass, the left hand is playing the bass line, but now you got full chords, thirds and sevenths, because there's more room left. So instead of going with just one extra chordal tone, there's got two here. So it's just that division of labor going on right there. And then the right hand is playing a non-pitched sort of percussive role that includes sliding up on the C string to make this sort of sound, and then sliding down with the palm on the B string there. And those things get juxtaposed. The rhythm on top is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sarah knows what we're talking about. She's a drummer. She's used to doing like 10 things at once. So, anyway, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about with that.